Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Sam and I am going to be talking today about taking Social Security in retirement. Now this is something that I have been thinking about. I'm a little bit too young right now to receive Social Security. I'm 56 years old. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I retired at the age of 55, which was January of this year. And I turned 56 in February. So I am very fortunate that I was able to retire at the age of 55 and then just turned 56. So I'm very happy about that. I do have a pension that I'm receiving from my job that I had. I worked for the state of Alabama as a social worker and enjoyed that job. It was really a pretty good job. But it was time to call it quits. It was time to put an end to that job because um, I was ready to retire. I wanted to be able to enjoy um, my life and have some fun and do things that I wanted to do with my time. And I wanted to say hi to Marty. Hey, Marty. Marty is my brother's girlfriend's daughter. Good to see you on here today, Marty. Hope you're doing well. So I'm going to give it just a minute to let some people come into the live stream to see if there's anybody that's able to come in. Oh, hold on. All right. I'm going to put my phone right here so that I can see if anybody leaves messages outside of the live chat. So, getting back into the discussion about retirement, retiring early is a good thing if you can do that. If you need to work a little bit longer, then don't think you should retire before you're ready. Is what I'm saying. So if you have an income stream that is good enough to meet your monthly bills in retirement through your pension, then I recommend retiring. I recommend you go ahead and pull the plug and start enjoying every day, because we don't know when our last day will be, do we? Nobody knows. Nobody knows when their last day on this planet will be. So you just have to enjoy every day. Don't waste it. And in my opinion, when I was working, although I did enjoy my job, I felt like I was not doing what I wanted to do with my days. And I was at a desk every day. Had wonderful coworkers. I miss you guys if you're watching. I had some really good coworkers that I enjoyed working with, and still consider them very good friends. So today's video, if you're just joining or if you're watching it later, is about me and my particular situation. It may vary for different people depending on what your situation is. But should I take Social Security at the age of 62, or should I wait until I turn 67, which is my full retirement age? I'm gonna do some things. I'm gonna talk about some facts here. If you go to the Social Security website, you can find some facts about Social Security. In 2024, there was an average of almost 68 million Americans per month who are receiving Social Security benefits. So that totals about $51.5 trillion in benefits that is paid during the year. So retired workers make up about 50.1 million of those, and that is $95.5 billion that goes out to retired workers. The average monthly benefit is $1,905 a month. And those dependents who are receiving benefits from retired workers are about 2.6 million, and they are account for about $2.3 billion in money that is paid out by Social Security. So I'm going to be going back and forth and talking a little bit about some of the statistics. $1,900 a month is not really that much when you think about it, is it? $1,905 a month. It's not a whole lot. If you think about, sometimes people retire and they still have a mortgage on their house, or they're paying rent. I no longer pay rent, fortunately. So I don't have that problem. So I'm not paying rent. I'm not paying a mortgage. So the only expenses I have on a monthly basis are my utilities. Water, electric, cable. Well, I don't have cable. I do pay a cable company for internet service, but I don't have the traditional cable service anymore. I cut that back. So my expenses are fairly low. And that's one thing that enabled me to retire early. Those disabled workers who are receiving Social Security account for 7.4 million people. And so that accounts for 11.5 billion in money that is paid out by Social Security every year. So the average, you know what? It doesn't say on here if that's 11.5 billion if that's a monthly amount that's paid out by Social Security, or if that's an annual. I'm going to just go on the safe side and say that's a monthly amount that's paid out. But the average disabled worker who receives Social Security receives about $1,537 a month. So of those dependents who are receiving Social Security pension from or Social Security disability from their spouse or parent that passed away or that sort of thing. No, that would be a survivors. Take that back. So that wouldn't be someone who passed away. But the dependents who are receiving it account for about $1.1 million, 1.1 million people. And so that's $0.6 billion that are spent to those individuals on a regular basis. So the survivors of who receive Social Security benefits, they're survivors of people who paid into the Social Security system, is approximately 5.8 million people. And that accounts for $8.8 billion, averaging $1,501 a month in benefits. So if you have any questions, or if you're just joining us, I am talking about Social Security and when I should, particularly from my situation, when should I apply for Social Security? Of course, I'm not eligible for Social Security currently. I am only 56 years old, so I have several years left before I will be able to receive Social Security. But I am thinking about when should I take Social Security. And if you're new to my channel, if you have not been on this channel before, my channel's name is Retire Inspired. It used to be called Side Hustle Sam. I still do side hustles in retirement, so I will be continuing to talk about side hustles as I am in retirement. And some of my side hustles, one of those side hustles is eBay. So I will be presenting information in my videos about some of the hauls that I pick up on weekends when I go yard selling. I'll also be talking about some of the money that I'm making on eBay. And I might even be talking about some of the money that I receive from my rental houses that I have. So, so my channel is about retirement, and it is about the things that I am doing in retirement specific to me. Um, and, I encourage people who are watching this video or who are participating in the live chat to share information with us about their experience in retirement. If they're old enough to receive Social Security, when did you start receiving Social Security? Did you start at the age of 62? Or did you start at the age of 60? I think some of them, some of the those who were born before a certain date, I'd have to check to see what the certain date is. Mine is 67 for full retirement age, but some people it is 65. But I'm interested in seeing or hearing from you and getting information about when you have accepted Social Security, when you started receiving Social Security. So getting back to some of the basic facts about Social Security, it is the major source of income for most people over the age of 65. Now that is a sad commentary that Social Security is the major source of income for most people over the age of 65. Wow. And if you go back to the average amount that a retired worker receives is $1,905. If you have any expenses whatsoever, you're not going to be able to survive on that amount. You're just not going to be able to do it. So that was as of the end of December of 2023, December 31st of 2023, that this statistic was captured, where most people, nearly 9 out of 10 people age 65 and older, are receiving Social Security benefits as their primary source of income. Social Security benefits represent about 30% of the income for people over the age of 65. Among Social Security benefits age 65 and older, 37% of men and 42% of women receive 50% or more of their income from Social Security. You know what? I think I just told you guys wrong. Nearly 9 out of 10 people age 65 and older are receiving a Social Security benefit as of December 31st, not as their primary income. So let me back up. Let me backtrace here just a little bit. So Social Security benefits represent about 30% of the income of people over the age of 65. So 30% of the income of those over 65 is from Social Security. And among that 65 and older, 37% of men and 42% of women receive more than half of their income from Social Security. So most women, it looks like more women than men are receiving more than half of their income from Social Security. We have been joined by Paul. I should have waited to 65 or 67. Let's put your comment up here. Paul says, I should have waited to 65 or 67. I started at 62 because I was struggling anyway. Wife only worked part-time, 10 years, and gets almost nothing. I'm on the struggle bus, but I did inherit a house. I live. Okay, so that's a good thing that you have a house that is paid for. So your only source of income is Social Security, or do you receive income from any other source, a pension of that sort, or anything, rental houses, or any other type of investment that you've done that you're receiving income. So share that information with us. So among Social Security beneficiaries age 65 and older, 12% of men and 15% of women rely on Social Security for 90% of or more of their income. So that makes me feel a little bit better that only about 12% of men and 15% of women rely on Social Security for 90% of their income. So that's good. That's good. So Paul says he is 67 now, still works. He's self-employed, and he runs a plant nursery. That's great. Glad that you're able to still continue to work a little bit and supplement your Social Security income. I hope that those two sources of income are enough for you to take care of your monthly expenses and hopefully maybe have a little bit extra every month. I hope that is the case, Paul. So survivors of deceased workers accounted for 11.2% of total benefits paid in 2023. So more than 1 in 8 of today's 20-year-olds will die before reaching age 67. More than 1. Let me say that again, because that's a big deal. More than 1 in 8 of today's 20-year-olds will die before reaching the age of 67. So isn't that kind of what Social Security, the people who Social Security is kind of a gamble, is it not? I mean, those people who are counting on Social Security are betting the government that they will live long enough to receive Social Security, and the government is betting them, or hoping, I don't know if they're hoping, I hope not, but the government is betting that they won't live long enough to receive Social Security. Maybe they will wait till they're 67 and they won't make it to that age to receive Social Security. So Paul says he has a friend who waited to 70 and he's getting $3,300 a month. Well, we're going to talk about that in just a minute. I'm saving that for later on in the conversation. We'll get into that. I think I already know what I'm going to do as far as whether I'm going to start receiving it at 62 or whether I'm going to start receiving it at 67. But that statement I just read, that has a little bit to do with it. About 96% of people aged 20 to 49 who worked in covered employment in 2023 have survivors insurance protection for their children under age of 18 and their surviving spouses caring for children under the age of 16. So 96% of people aged 20 to 49 who work in covered employment have survivors insurance benefits already. So Paul says they say they might cut Social Security in 5 years by 21%. I hope that is not the case. I really do. I understand that Social Security is still solvent. I hope it is. If anybody has any information about that, I encourage you to leave a comment and let us know about your knowledge of the solvency of Social Security. I might even be able to pull up some information on that while I'm here. So about 31% of the workforce in the private sector has no access to private pension coverage. So that means 31%, and I would I would even venture to say that the number is higher among younger people who are just getting into the workforce or haven't been into the workforce for very long. Most employers are not providing a pension anymore. Fortunately for me, I retired from the state and I was able to get a pension from the state, which is well more than enough to take care of my expenses for each month. So Sam Z 1069, are you a subscriber? I've never seen you before. He says, I'm not a gambler. Took mine at 62. Everything else is a crapshoot. You know what, Sam Z 1069, I am in complete agreement with you. And I'm going to get into that here in just a second. We're going to talk about that. Marty says, can you talk to my mom? Marty, I don't think your mom is old enough to start receiving Social Security. And I think she's still in her 50s or maybe even be in her 40s. I'm not sure, but I don't think she's old enough to start receiving Social Security. So anyway, let's talk about that. What Sam Z says, 1069. Sam, I hope your name is Sam. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go to my, I'm going to share this. Paul Fine says, he says, I'm still trying to invest at 67, high yield savings and buying $100 US savings bond monthly. So that's good that you're still investing. So I'm going to share my screen here for just a second. All right. I went to the Social Security website and I created this graph that kind of breaks down my benefits, my specific benefits, what I will receive if I receive Social Security benefits at 62, or if I receive them at 67, or if I wait, like our friend Paul said, and his friend received them at 70. So if I start receiving my Social Security benefits at 62, then I will receive $2,097 a month. That's not bad, in my opinion. $2,097 a month is pretty good, considering that's not going to be my primary source of income. Paul says he's still trying to invest, and that's good. I don't invest anymore. I did all my investing already, and we're going to talk about that too. When should you invest? I think you should invest during your working years. That's probably the best time to invest in anything that's going to grow over a period of time. So if I wait till age 67, then I will get $3,105 a month in Social Security benefits. And then if I wait until I'm 70, then I will get $3,918 in benefits every month. So February of 2035, at the age of 67, full retirement, $3,105 a month. Age 70, $3,918 a month. So let's do a little adding and subtracting here. Let's say I started taking my Social Security benefits at the age of 62. Okay, February of 2030, I start receiving $2,097 each month. So $2,097 times 12 months is, wait, let me clear that out. $2,097 times 12 months is $25,164. So $164 per year that I would be receiving at the age of 62. And for 5 years, let's multiply that by 5. That's $125,820 that I will have received by the time I reach full retirement age at the age of 67. $125,820 is what I would have received if I started receiving my Social Security retirement at the age of 62. Hey, Renee, welcome. I see where you're commenting. Cannot wait until 62. Please explain. And Sam's 1069. Everybody's situation is different. I know people that went broke at 70 had to move in with their kids. And he also said, yes, I know you was subbed somewhere. Okay. Renee said her mom took Social Security at the age of 67 and she died at 73. Okay. So I'm cannot wait until, oh, you can't wait until 62. Not that you cannot wait. Ah, I got it now. I'm tracking you, Renee. So what you're saying is you can't wait till you're 62. Not, no, I can't wait. I've got to go until I'm 67. Very good. Okay, Paul says his mother lived to 92. Don't know how long father would have lived. He died by suicide. Sorry to hear that, Paul. And he hopes to retire. He hopes to draw it for a long time. My dad started, I think he started receiving his as early as he could receive it, and he just passed away last month, and he was 84, so he received it for quite some period of time. So let me get back to the discussion. So we said that I would have received $125,820 before even becoming full retirement age. So what if I didn't make it to 67 years? I want to. I hope I do. You never know when your last day on this earth is going to be. But what if I didn't make it to 67? That means that I gave up $125,000, almost $126,000 because I wanted to wait till I was full retirement age. Doesn't make sense for me. I'm going to start receiving mine at the age of 62. Absolutely, 100%. I think it doesn't make sense for me. Now, you do what you want to do for yourself and what works for you and what is going to make sense for your budget. But my budget, I can make it without Social Security. I'm not bragging, but I can make it without Social Security. But having that Social Security is really going to put a nice cushion into my budget. So no, I'm not going to wait till 67. Doesn't make sense. Not for me. No. You can actually go to your Social Security. Let me stop this. Go back to my full screen. You can actually go to Social Security. Let me go show some of these comments. Okay, I went over that one. Everybody's situation is different. And there's Renee from Rat's Stash. And Renee, so your mom only drew Social Security from 67 to 73. That's what, 6 years? 6 years that she drew it. And that just don't make any sense. Not for me anyway. Now, it may have made sense for your mom. I'm not judging. Ask for gold bars. Ask for gold bars. What does that mean? Paul, my mother lived to 92, and I don't know how okay. Marty, mom is 52. So she's got quite a few years before she's going to start receiving Social Security. So I'm going to go to a different screen here. I'm going to share another screen. This is my actual Social Security statement. Yeah, you can pull up your Social Security statement if you don't know. So if you haven't done this, go to the Social Security website, put in your information. If you're not already registered, register with Social Security so that you can get information about your Social Security. You know, you can take it at 62, but you can also take it at 63, 64, 65, 66, or 67. Let me see if I can make this bigger. So if I waited to 63, that would be another $200, not quite $200 a month that I would be getting. Still not going to wait till 63. 64, I would get about $300 more a month. 65, about $400 more a month. No, it's not worth it. It's just absolutely not worth it. Not for me. Not with my situation. I want to be able to draw as much Social Security as I can as soon as I'm eligible to start receiving it. And I encourage anybody to do that if you are able to do so. There's this guy that I do watch sometimes on YouTube, and the name of his channel is Sarasota Tim. And Sarasota Tim, he talks about receiving Social Security and when you should receive Social Security. And he is of the belief that you should receive it, you should get it as soon as you're eligible for it as well. And he does. He actually, I think he is 62, and he is actually receiving his Social Security benefits. So, so that's really good that he's able to do that. And he said he does work a little bit part-time. I don't think he gets a pension. So I think Social Security is his only source of income. So he doesn't get a pension that I know of. So he works part-time. And that's, you know, one of the things I'm talking about on this channel is side hustles in retirement. And I encourage, even if you don't have to have a side hustle in retirement, I encourage you to do a side hustle, just to give you an outlet, just to give you something to do, something that you retire to instead of just retiring and not having anything to occupy your time besides sitting in your recliner and watching endless YouTube or television programs or movies and just sitting there snoozing all the time. So no, I don't encourage vegging out in front of the TV all the time. I do it myself every now and then, and I enjoy being able to sit in front of the TV and watch my favorite YouTubers. There's another guy that I also watch that is in the retirement realm, and his YouTube channel is called Buzz's Retirement Garage. So I encourage you to check out Buzz's Retirement Garage, and also check out Sarasota Tim if you are interested in getting information about Social Security and when to receive it, and what's the best time to do so. Buzz is he started receiving his Social Security benefits at the age of 62. I believe he is 62 now, and he is only like maybe 9 months. I think he's 9 months into retirement, but he puts information up pretty much every month, going over his budget and showing that he is able to make ends meet, and he's able to do well by getting Social Security and living off of Social Security. His house is paid for, so he doesn't have a mortgage. He doesn't have rent. And so that's probably a big factor in being able to retire, especially if you retire early. That was one big thing for me anyway. So let me take that down. So the Social Security statement does provide other information. If you look at it, like survivor benefits, it says that I've earned enough credits to be able to provide survivor benefits if my survivors should be able to receive Social Security. So if something were to happen to me, my wife would get $2,934 every month in survivors benefits. Something happened to my screen there. Let's see. Let me back it up. Okay. Also, on your Social Security statement, it provides a breakdown of your income from the beginning of the time that you started working up until the end of your working career. So you can see I started working in 1981. I was 15 years old when I started working. So I actually, had a pretty long work history. I worked from the age of 15 to the age of 55. So that's 30 years, right? So early on in my career, in my working, I didn't make a whole lot, of course, in your early years. But as you go on and you get promotions with jobs and stuff like that, then your income goes up. And so I was able to retire on a six-figure income, which was pretty good, but it wasn't worth the exchange of freedom that I gave up to be able to do that. So it also gives you information about, are you ready for retirement? It gives you some facts for workers ages 49 to 60. So if you go on the website, you pull up your statement, then you'll get all this information. And it's actually pretty good information. So let me stop that. And go back to my home screen. Paul says, you must have had a good paying job. 2,000 is a lot at 62. Most folks get less than 1,400. Well, the statistics that I was going through, let's go back through the basic facts, says that the average retired worker gets about $1,905 per month. So the actual average that an average actual worker receives is $1,900 per month. So I'm just a little bit above that, a little bit above average. But when I turned 62, I still, I'm 56. So So I'm still about 7 years away from getting Social Security at the age of 62. So I, I imagine it would be more than that by then. I'm hoping it would be somewhere around $2,500 a month by then, with the cost of living increases and that sort of thing. So yeah, I retired with a six-figure salary, but not bragging. But I left that six-figure salary. I could have continued to make it for half of that. Is what I'm getting now, about half. I retired at about 113,000 a year, and now I'm getting about half of that, which is plenty to take care of my expenses, my monthly expenses. So, in addition to that, I have mentioned before on this channel that I have other sources of income in addition to my pension that I get from the state. I get money that I receive from eBay, and it's been doing pretty good. The eBay has done pretty good. Can't complain. Paul asked, "Do I have other investments?" Absolutely, I absolutely do. And let me see. Maybe I can pull this up here real quick and share some of this. So let me talk a little bit about some of my other investments. I own some rental properties, which if you've been on this channel for any time, you probably heard me talk about that. I currently have 10 houses. Not all of them are currently rented. Some of them are not rented. All right, so while I was working, during the active years that I was working, to answer your question, Paul, and I'm going to share this, I invested in a program that was through my work where I was able to contribute a certain amount of money each month, and it was going into mutual funds. I am a follower of Dave Ramsey, so I believe in Dave Ramsey and his and what he talks about, and he talks about investing in no load in mutual funds. He talks about investing in mutual funds. So I have invested in some mutual funds pretty heavily. During my last 3 years of employment, I was putting the maximum amount of money that I could into it. At over the age of 50, I was allowed to put additional money into my investment accounts. So I'm going to share this real quick. This is what I invested into. It's mutual funds. Now, since I retired, I transferred this money into an IRA. So here is the wealth management tool. I use a company called Empower. By the time I retired, I had invested about $317,000 into my portfolio, and that is in investments. All that money is in stocks and mutual funds, not individual stocks. I don't invest in individual stocks. I invest in in mutual funds. So I have a person that manages the money for me, and they keep it they keep it invested in stocks that are earning money. It fluctuates. It goes up and down with the stock market. So, if I were to go to this dashboard every day, I would probably um, make myself nervous. So this breaks it down into a projection of my my net worth and my wealth management. Let me see if I can go to some of these screens that it kind of helps you identify, how it's going. This is kind of small. I don't know if you can see this, but this is how the money is projected to grow in the next 10 years, 20 years, and on. So at the age of 57, it's projected to be at $341,000. If I don't do anything to it or don't contribute any more to it, it's projected to be at 56 at $364,000. At the age of 59, 391,000, 60, 419. So by the time I start getting Social Security, my balance in this should be at around $481,000. So pretty close to $500,000, $500,000 in this investment portfolio that I have, which will be in addition to my Social Security, in addition to my pension. We'll be able to start drawing dividends off of this. Now, if the money is not used and I just keep letting it sit in here, you see how it goes up from age 66, 628,000, 67, 68, 728,000, 723,000, 69, 791. At the age of 73, it reaches $1,049,000 in my investment portfolio. And at the age of 75, that's the highest it goes. 76 is the highest it goes, $1,257,000 in my investment portfolio there with that. So I encourage anyone who is not yet retired, if you're not investing in in some type of stocks, mutual funds, that sort of thing, you need to do that. I mean, it's something that's going to really benefit me in my later years as time goes on. I'm sure that that my expenses will increase, especially as my health declines. But if my expenses don't increase and I'm able to just continue to receive that money, then I can do so much with that money. I can go places. I can buy things, that maybe buy a couple of toys that I've wanted. So it makes sense to invest when you have the money to invest. And Paul, if you're still investing into stocks, is that a mutual fund that you're investing into, or is it something else that you're investing into? I'm real curious to know. But getting back to the discussion, 62 is going to be my age that I will start receiving Social Security. And if Social Security is going to be your only source of income in retirement, then I would suggest that you look at investing and trying to find some other ways to get some source of income. Oh, if you have made it this long in this live stream, I would ask that you, if you're not already subscriber to this channel, please subscribe. I'm going to check here, but as of the beginning of this live stream, I had 999 subscribers, and I still have 999 subscribers. So I'm only one away from having 1,000 subscribers. Isn't that great? One subscriber away from having 1,000 subscribers. Maybe it will happen in this live stream and you all will get to see it live. Okay, so Paul says, I was in a growth and income fund, had an emergency and had to take it out. Okay. You are at 999. That's right, Paul. I'm at 999,000 or 990. I wish it was 999,000. I'm at 999 subscribers. That means one subscriber away from 1,000 subscribers. So if you are listening to this and you are not yet a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. Make that 1,000 right here live. And if anybody is monitoring this and you see it go to 1,000, let me know so we can celebrate. Well, I appreciate that, Paul. Paul, if you are my 1,000th subscriber, that would be awesome. So he says he'll go to another one of his channels and be the 1,000th subscriber. I appreciate your support, Paul. So what does that mean to have 1,000 subscribers? Well, it means that I am eligible for monetization at 1,000 subscribers. I already have the 4,000 watch hours that I need to start getting paid. With YouTube, when you talk about getting paid with 1,000 subscribers, you're talking about pennies. You're not talking about dollars. You're not talking about any big money or any substantial amount of money. So let's see if Paul has taken me to 1,000. Not yet. Not yet. I'm still at, whoop. Look at that. See if that will focus. Will it focus? Will it focus? No, it won't focus. I have 1,000 subscribers, folks. 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, Paul. Paul, you're great. 1,000. Can you see that? 1,000 subscribers. I'm monetized now. That means I'm going to start getting a few pennies for my videos that I post. Oh, you made my day, Paul. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm at 1,000 subscribers, folks. 1,000. It only took me 3.5 years. My friends Todd and Renee with Rat's Stash have about 1,400 subscribers, and they are working on getting their watched hours up. Paul B. I was getting you confused with Paul's Finds. Is that the same guy? Yeah, that's the same guy. Okay. All right. You're the same guy. Thank you, Paul B. Also known as Paul's Finds. Paul has a YouTube channel. He has over 1,000 subscribers. And he I've been watching some of your videos, Paul. where you go out with your metal detector and you go out and you find stuff. That I have a metal detector. 4 channels. 4 channels. Do you have 1,000 subscribers on all of them? Anyway, I have a metal detector, Paul, and I like to get out and do metal detecting with it. I don't have one of those little stick things that you have where you hold it down to the ground, where you can zone in and find the specific thing that you're looking for. I need to get one of those and then go out. But Alabama is just so doggone hot. It's so hot, so hot. So if you're watching this and you haven't talked about your plans for receiving Social Security, what do you think you want to do? I think Renee is set on getting hers at 62, and I imagine that Todd is also going to get his at 62. But they're both still working. They're still in the working world. So Paul, on your other channels, do you have a lot of subscribers, or is it just stuff that you do for fun? What are they about? I have another channel too. My other channel is called Alabama Pickers, and I haven't posted any videos on it for a long time, but that other YouTube channel is called Alabama Pickers. Well, the weather here in Alabama we've been getting a lot of rain lately, and it has been very hot and very humid, almost unbearably hot, almost unbearably. What's the weather like where you're at? So, I mentioned it just a little bit, but I want to talk real quickly before I end this live stream about my side hustle with eBay. I have really enjoyed doing eBay since I started about 2 years ago. It started as just a hobby, as just something that I enjoyed doing. And as I have gone on, it has become an actual, I guess you could say it is a job. I'm not full-time. I don't consider myself full-time, but I do make very decent money on eBay, and very pleased with how well it has done. I make sure and take care of my customers and send them items that are packaged well and that are exactly as they are described, so that they are not disappointed when they receive their items. And I really enjoy going out to yard sales and picking up the items. That's something that that Renee and Todd with Rat's Stash we have in common, is that we like to go out and pick. We like to go to yard sales. Like to go to flea markets, and we like to go to other places, thrift stores and that sort of thing, and pick stuff up. There's so many really neat stuff that people just have in yard sales that you can pick up, and I'm going to be putting out a video next week. I got some really neat stuff, so be sure and watch that. Paul Fine says there might be a future in eBay channel if I have any success buying and selling. Do you have a YouTube channel? I mean, a YouTube channel about eBay? If so, I want to get that information so I can subscribe to that channel. I do watch a lot of YouTube specifically about eBay. I've learned most of what I know about eBay how to maximize your profits and that sort of thing off of YouTube. So I have really enjoyed watching those. But Paul says, one of your YouTube channels is your nursery business. Paul B, I just used a chat. So Paul says, will be the channel if I post anything. Paul Finds is the name. Okay, is this channel already in operation, or is it something that you're still working on getting done? But getting back to the YouTube and eBay, eBay specifically talk, I really have a lot of fun doing it. I pick up some cool stuff. Some of it I actually keep, which cuts into the profit, but there's some things that you find and you're like, when am I ever going to find that again? And so you decide to keep it. I have anyway. I've decided to keep some things that I really like. I might do a video on here just showing the items that I have kept in the last 2.5 years that I've been doing eBay. But to talk a little bit about eBay, when I first started, I wasn't doing some of the things that they talk about that really maximize your profit. One of those things that you need to do if you want to really make money on eBay is you need to list every day. You need to put something. I list 5 items every day. You need to put something on your eBay channel listing wise in order to show some activity, and that will help the algorithm. Just like with YouTube, eBay has an algorithm, and you have to tickle that algorithm if you want to get your postings out there and people see your postings so that they can buy them. But it in the last coming up on a year now, I changed some of my tactics that I was using. One of those is to promote differently. Pay for the promotions. If you pay eBay for the promotions, they're going to put your information out there and you're going to make more money. Paul says he hasn't posted anything yet on his YouTube channel for eBay, but he's going to. And how much are you making average, Paul, on a monthly basis on eBay? I was just getting to that to tell about how I'm doing. The last several months and the last 6 months, I've been averaging about the last 10 months, I've been averaging about $5,000 a month income on eBay, which if I had to, I think I could actually live off of my eBay income alone. There's some people that make 6 figures on eBay and make a very good living doing eBay. I don't want to turn it into a full-time job. That's one thing, I just don't want to turn it into a full-time job. I want to keep it part-time because, I retired. I don't want to work full-time. I just want to be able to take time off, enjoy going places. I will be vacationing here in the next week or so. I'll be headed down to Florida. Going to spend about 2 weeks down there in Orlando with my aunt. So that's exciting. I'm going to have a good time. I see some channels with 5,000 items listed. That's too much work. I probably won't list more than 50 items. Paul, I didn't think my store would get as big as it has. I have like 2,200 items listed on my eBay account. And that's a lot. That's a lot, but averaging selling about 4 or 5 items a day. You got to do something every day in order to keep it going. And when I go on my vacation next week, I'm sorry, for 2 weeks down to Orlando, I plan on putting my store on vacation. So I imagine when I come back, it's going to probably have a lot of items that I'm going to have to package and get shipped out in a pretty quick turnaround. So I have been here for 1 hour, and Paul, again, thank you for being my 1,000th subscriber. You get the award today. You get the gold star. Thank you for being my 1,000th subscriber. And I appreciate everyone that has joined my channel. I appreciate all of my subscribers. I know several of them. Some of them I don't. The person that was on here earlier, Sam Z1069. I'm not familiar with you, but if you're still with us, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your comments. Thank you, Renee and Todd, for your comments. And I hope that you all enjoyed today's video. I hope it was informative. The information about Social Security is, when you're talking about your financial security and being able to make it in retirement, that's a pretty big important thing, pretty big thing to keep track of, and to know what you're going to be making in retirement, and that you're going to have enough to make sure that your monthly expenses are taken care of. I think one of the biggest things, as I have said before, is to get your monthly expenses down to a low number so that it's manageable. That's not the only thing, but I think that's one of the things that you really need to do in order to be able to retire and be able to stay retired and not have to go back to work. I don't think I'll ever have to go back to work. Like I said, with eBay, if I just did eBay, I think I would be okay. I think I would be perfectly fine if I just did eBay. And there's no stress whatsoever with retirement. I have certainly, and you can probably see on my face, that I am really enjoying retirement. And I'm also enjoying being able to spend time making YouTube videos. And now that I'm over 1,000 subscribers, I plan on maybe getting into it even a little bit more, maybe spending some time and making some content that will draw more viewers in. So keep watching. I'm going to be putting out more information, not just about side hustles, not just about my day-to-day activities, but I'm probably going to be visiting some landmarks here in Montgomery and doing videos on those. And I'm not going to say too much and spill the beans because I don't want to give it away, but I think it's going to be real interesting and real exciting. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So if you like this video today, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment. If you could, leave me a comment, and hit that like. There's a little thing there where you hit the like button. And if you like this video, that also helps with the algorithm, helps me get more viewers. So be sure and like it. And second, and most importantly, be sure and come back the next time I put a video out. I've enjoyed it. Thank you all for joining me today, and I will say goodbye. Love you all. Take care. Bye.